Oh yeah, we're just going to continue right where we left off on this 59. As most of you know, we got down to negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees below zero, and we came out, water all over the floor, freeze plugs popped out, and all kinds of nastiness coming out of this thing. I wasn't sure what was going on. Now, the general consensus on this, I think I'm saying that right. Consensus, is that right? Anyway, generally, everybody is saying the same thing. It's probably just old Barr's stop leak, that old stop leak junk they used to use all the time. That's what all the black stuff was. I was kind of concerned maybe it was oil. I wasn't completely, it didn't feel like oil, so I wasn't 100% sure what was going on, but a lot of you guys commented in the comment section, and I appreciate everybody chiming in. That was really cool, man. A lot of helpful things came across in the comment section on this deal. And most of you are on the same page. Most of you thought it was an old stop leak in there, so apparently this thing had a leak at some point, and somebody was trying to remedy that. That's what it seems. Now, the big question on everybody's mind is, did we crack the block? Does it in fact have water in the oil in the water, any of those things? And I mean, let's just find out once and for all. Well, this is a good sign. Check it out. I mean, already, look, we've got a black drop of oil. I assume that's from, it looks like it's coming from out of that plug. I don't think that would be oil if this had water in the bottom of it like we were fearing. Adjust my drain pan there. I think we're in good shape, man. This is good. I'm optimistic at this point. I know a lot of you guys were thinking that, we're good. No worries. There it is. Look, that's just oil. There is absolutely no water at all coming out of that. I don't see any reason to really pull it completely out at this point. Snug that back up. I thought for sure, man. I thought we lost it. So obviously it's filthy. It's going to need a good flushing. It's to my understanding that this engine is going to come out of here and be rebuilt anyway. So, at least we know it's still good. And at least we know that, we're not going to have to do any kind of weird swaps or anything. It's kind of nice to keep this original as far as this goes. It is number matching. So, I should have checked it. It's my own fault. This thing was here a little longer than we thought. And most of you know, I went down the rabbit hole in this whole paint and body thing. And we ended up doing a complete strip down to bare metal on this. And now we're coming back, getting it all painted. That does take time. And this car was dropped off. It was still summertime, I guess, so pretty much. This means we could get back on the paint and body work. Last video, we painted these fins. I think it's time to finish up our blocking. Got a little more to do there. Same thing on the other side. Really need to get on these doors. I've got all 4 doors sitting on the floor, primed, ready to go. They just need blocked out. It's fired up. Let her warm up for a little bit. Alright, y'all, check this out, man. One of those glass filters, we all know about those, right? Look what it's doing. It is dripping. And look what it's dripping on. The exhaust manifold. Look at that. Obviously, that's not going to work. That's something that just started. It wasn't doing that before. Well, dang. I'm glad we discovered that before it had time to warm up, though. Thinking it's this plastic fitting that screws in here. It's pretty loose, it looked like. Yeah. Let's pop that in there, tighten her back down, and see what happens. That filter looks nice and clean, though. Well, Randy did a good job, man. He put a brand new fuel tank in this thing, new fuel lines, new clickety-clack fuel pump, electric fuel pump, and she's been doing really well. So let's see if that fixed that little leak. Let's see, I don't see anything so far. Did we fix it? I don't see anything. I think we fixed it. Yep. Nice. All right, cool. I kind of wonder, maybe we should make this hose a little bit longer, maybe bring it out over here a little bit. That way if it drips again, it won't drip right on the exhaust manifold. I don't know. Something to think about for later. But for now, that'll do. Let's check this oil. Still good. No milk. And she's out of gas again, as usual. This car never goes anywhere, but it's always running out of gas. So I'll get a little bit more in it. At least I got it turned around. You know, she gave me that. Appreciate that. So anyway, we got it turned around. I think I'm just going to get over there and start on the doors at first, get those knocked out. I think that would make for a great day. Big accomplishment having all those blocked out. So let's just get on and so I've been blocking on this door for a little bit now. I've got all around the door frame completely blocked out. Got the rest of our fin here completely blocked out. This part will be white. Okay, and then the rest of this will be blue. And then from the trim line, these holes here, down will be white, and then all this will be blue. I did find a high spot. Luckily, it hides right underneath that trim. There's a piece of trim that comes through here that's about this wide and will completely cover that spot. So I'm not too worried about it. But underneath it is a slight little low spot. I don't know if you guys could see just a little bit of the guide coat left. That's what that guide coat's for. You can see a little bit there. So I may have to re-wipe this area with some really thin glaze and then work it down. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to re-prime this door. This is the right rear door. This is what I kind of joke around and call this the kid door. This is the door that the kids would jump in and out of the most, you know, getting dropped off for school, picked up for school, all that kind of stuff. And it was by far the worst door. The rest of these doors were in great shape, but this door was all kinds of banged up. So, you know, if I got to go through, do some touch-ups and then re-prime it and then block it again, so be it. It'll be fine. I don't expect to have as much trouble out of the other three doors. All right, let's move on to the next door. Get this all squeegeed off, see where we're at. I've already made a few passes over it. Kind of got a medium-sized block. You can see it's getting nice and smooth. We got a little bit of a dark spot. Let's see. Squeegee it off. Some of this stuff is going to be where they were stamped from the factory. When they stamped this hole out for the door handle to go in, you'll a lot of times end up with a slight little low spot, like around in the corners here. That's a factory deal. That's not too big of an issue to worry about. The main thing we're trying to do is just make it look nice and smooth where it doesn't have any of the big waves. And of course, we don't want any dents and any low spots or anything like that. We're not going for show quality necessarily, but we do want it to look a little bit better than factory. These things came from the factory with lots of waves and imperfections, and we're going to get a lot of that stuff out, make it look a lot better. But anyway, you can see what we're doing. Just blocking out with the medium-sized block. Like I said, that's this one here. This would be more of a shorter block. I don't use this too much in this phase unless I'm in some little smaller areas, like maybe, you know, up inside of here or something. But out here on this big open area, you definitely want to use a longer block. In fact, you could get away with using a much longer block. I got these here. That one's even longer than the one that I'm already using. You could definitely get away with that. These will go a little easier, I think. Let's go ahead and get it up here on the stand and we'll get started on those. Okay, so we're in here blocking this driver's side. This is driver's side front door, and we've got an issue. If you guys are new to the videos, this front door and the deck lid is kind of what started this entire project. We started out just going to fix a couple of dents and then send it on to somebody else to paint it. Since then, we decided to go ahead and just do everything. And basically, I went through and I stripped the entire car down with a wire wheel, as most of you guys seen. This is what it started out. You know, it had its original paint and a respray. Somebody painted this car back in what I think probably around in the 80s or somewhere, judging by the condition of the paint. So we had a lot of material to remove, but we did. We removed all of it. I mean, look, check this out. Bare metal is what we did the entire car, and then we came back and built everything up with all new materials. But when I first started this project, like I said, we started out just going to do a couple of dents, one of them being on this driver's door. So all I did was fix the dent, sand the panel down, spray a layer of primer on it just to kind of keep it from rusting until the next guy, whoever was going to paint it, came in, stripped it down and did his thing, right? Well, that guy ended up being me. I couldn't bear seeing it go off somewhere else. I thought it was a perfect candidate to do kind of a panel by panel DIY style restoration, which is what we did, and it's working out great so far. But unfortunately, it looks like we are going to have to strip this door down. We're going to have to do it just like we did the rest of the car. This ain't going to work. I mean, look at this. I'm in here blocking this out. Everything's blocking nice. We had a little low spot over here, not a big deal. We're going to come in and block all this back down, and all that was going to be left was just this little area here that was kind of low. That was it there. But over here, when I discovered this, look, it's actually letting loose. You see, that's the old white paint that should have been stripped away. And for whatever reason, even though this was all sanded down very nicely, that is letting loose. I'll just about bet it'll blow off with the air hose even. Oh yeah. Oh my God, look at that. What in the world? That's got to get stripped off. So ain't no sense in whining about it. I'm just going to jump in there and knock it out. I'm going to strip this door down just like I did the whole rest of the car. I had no business leaving that old paint on there. Obviously, it's not agreeing with our new material, so it's got to go. That cannot be left. That would be crazy to leave that. And after all of this work that we've been doing, there's just no friggin' way you can leave something like that behind. No way. So yeah, I'll spend a whole day stripping that down, starting all over, building my layers up from bare metal like I did the whole rest of the car, and it'll be fine. It'll be totally worth it. so I got 80 grit on a DA. Now not only do we got, you know, 2 paint jobs on here, but now we got what we've added to, which is like a good 3 or 4 layers of primer. So it's getting it off of there. No problem there. I'll keep working at it and I'll get the whole thing stripped down. I mean, we're basically starting over. There that old paint is again. We thought we seen the last of it, didn't we? That's all right. Let's get all that crap off there once and for all, and then we're going to start all over with all new materials, just like we did the rest of the car. That's just the best way to go. Okay, so there it is, all back down to bare metal. That's the dent that started it all. That one and the one on the deck lid. Obviously, that bodywork is fine because we already removed all of the paint right where the dent was and the surrounding area. So these 2 little spots are fine. As far as the rest of it goes, you know, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to run over it with some 80 grit, and then I'm going to start stacking my primer layers back on it. We'll do it just like the rest of the car. We'll start off with like a self-etch primer, and then we'll build on our 2K high build primer, probably about 3 coats of that, and then we'll be back to where we started. We can actually start blocking the door down, and this time we shouldn't have any issues with anything trying to come loose. I thought about leaving all that out of the video series, but you know, it's just not cool to leave out different things that can go wrong. You know, I know there's a lot of people watch these videos for entertainment purposes only, and that's great. That's really all they're intended for anyway. But you know, some guys they look at these videos and they're trying to figure out the process. And I just want you to know that sometimes this is part of the process. You got to be willing to go back and fix your mess ups. We could have easily just kept right on a spraying, but we all know what would have happened. First time it went to the car wash, that paint would have blew right off the door. Of course, at that point, the whole car would be done, put back together, completely trimmed out, the whole 9 yards, right? And the only way to go back and fix that little spot really would be to just paint the whole side of the car over again. And man, I ain't trying to repaint the whole side of the car all over again, I'll tell you that much. Even though stripping that panel down and starting over is time consuming, and it's going to put me down a day, because by the time I prime that and then I let it sit overnight, come back out tomorrow morning and reblock it, a whole day is gone. But how much time would be gone if we ended up having to do it later and had to do the whole damn side of the car? Because that's really the only way to make it match after that. There would be no way that you're just going to fix that little panel. Not on this. These colors, I guarantee you, it wouldn't match right. You'd have to do the whole thing, a blend, something. You wouldn't be able to just do one panel. No way. So hey, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me on this video. I appreciate all the feedback that we got on this old motor. Man, that was really cool. A lot of suggestions, a lot of helpful hints. A lot of you guys helping steer me in the right direction on it. Because like I said, I'd never dealt with all that nastiness in that motor. It's just ridiculous. Obviously, the motor's got to come out and get rebuilt, which we intend on doing anyway. To the best of my knowledge, this is heading off to another YouTube channel where he's going to go in and pull this motor out and give it the treatment that it really, really needs and deserves. I mean, this thing needs a hot tank, all of that kind of stuff. So he's going to take care of that. Most of you guys know him as Lunar Outlaw Garage. Go check his channel out, subscribe, and be ready, because when I'm done with this, from what I understand, it's heading out to him, and he's going to take care of all of that for us. So that ought to be very interesting, and it should be in good hands. I mean, he knows his stuff. But as for me, I'm out of here for now. I appreciate everybody watching. When we come back, those panels will be completely done, blocked out, ready to go, and we'll probably be spraying some paint on this thing again, so you don't want to miss that. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Don't forget my Instagram. There'll be a link in the description. Hit me up on Facebook, Weirdbeard on Facebook. For now, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.